Inside forward 50 with a very quick kick there, but it is Martin for Belpost Hill. Handball over the top to Sean Lewis. He gets another handball to Moreland, and now the ball goes to the other end of the ground very rapidly. However, good work there by Peasnell. Takes the ball away from Kazuna. His chip pass goes to centre wing, finds Hildebrand. Handball quickly to Oppenlander. He's been a very good player second half of the year for East Geelong. Up to centre half forward. Brilliant roving by Singleton, front and square on that occasion. Fires the ball towards the goal area, unfortunately. So a minute into the game, no score.
Ball's been kicked in and Lime has taken the mark. He plays on now, goes short and finds Sean Lewis. Only 30 metres out from goal, and Lewis goes wider again. Justin Tarr in space by himself. They're going to go over the top of Scroblack. Probably the way to go about it too. They've kicked long into the half-forward line, but going back with the flight of the ball is Primke, and he takes the mark. Steadies now, goes back to centre wing, and Scroblack has the mark. Goes by hand to Spencer, who's running past from centre wing, drives it to the half-forward line, but reading the flight of the ball better is Ellis, and Ellis plays on quickly to Martin. So Brad Martin now takes a bounce through centre half back, nearly falls over his own feet, kicks wide, and Fantella has the ball in front of him, needs to pick the ball up, being caged there by Baker. Chip over the top to Farah, who's run forward. Doesn't pick the ball up the first time, does the second. Now he goes into the half-forward line, going towards Popovsky. Rover runs the play. Ball and the going back is Ryan.
Grigic contests this contest. Gee, Popovsky over the top could have been construed as interference. Not the case. Peasnell intercepts a handball. Handball to Hildebrand. Out wide to Sinclair. Easter away again. Sinclair now. Long kick to centre half forward. I would have thought that's where he was playing. The drop of the football was Singleton. Doesn't take the mark. Hoey picks it up unopposed. Didn't realise he had so much time. Now the ball towards full forward for East Geelong. That's picked up by Coy, Josh Coy. Handball over the top to Lachlan. Lachlan to full forward. Mark nearly grabbed by Singleton. He's cleared. Now he falls over. And Robbie May toe pokes the ball toward the boundary. Out of 30 metres from the behind post. On his own tar. Taps it down. The ball was taken by Hoey. Gee, he was given a fortnight to get it out, but he did. And now the ball's at full forward again for East Geelong. Big pack of players there. May can't pick it up. Does get it into the clear. Sean Lewis tries to get it up. Tries to handball it away. Now May gets it. But Hildebrand comes in. The old soccer kick gets it to full forward. Gee, Sinclair's done a remarkable job to get that back into play. Picked up by Upperlander. Gee, there's some pressure down there. And in the goal square, what's going to happen? It is rushed through for a behind. First score. Hotel first scored a scoreboard.
So Bott has kicked the ball in quickly. Holds fine, does well, but reads the flight of the ball off the kick. Now as the ball goes long to Fantella. Fantella on centre wing. Has time to steady. Weighs up his option. Goes by hand to Moreland, who's running. He has time now, carries the ball in one hand, goes towards full forward, looking for Casino. And Casino, I don't think, lets him down. A good, strong mark. So he'll go back from about 40 metres out from goal and will shoot at that at Buckley Street end. He goes back by hand to Grigic. Grigic now kicks around the corner. It looks a nice kick off the boot. Umpire stands, looks over the shoulder.
Cool. In the middle, ball goes up once again. Scroblack and Tarr. Scroblack got the best of it. Hoey took the footy, immediately tackled, picked up by Sean Lewis. He goes out wide, good looking kick to space, and obviously that's what Belpost Hill are looking to do. Picked up by Moreland, who has got some pace. A lovely control kick to Sean Lewis, who's run forward and taken the mark. Just forward of centre wing. Whistle to play on by the umpire. Finds Farrah, middle of the ground, takes the mark and plays on quickly. Now the long kick inside 50. Grigic got his opponent out of the way too easily, I think, but in picking the footy up under pressure for Belpost Hill, kicking to the southern end in this first quarter. Neither ruckman get the tap down, and it is a push, and it's on Adam Scroblack. He will take the free kick. A little bit of how do you do in the pack there as players exchange pleasantries. It is early on Sunday. And Adam Scroblack, in the meantime, will take the free kick. Decides to go wide to the outer side here at St Albans. A lovely kick. It's not marked in the contest. Picked up by Hildebrand. Around an opponent. Long kick towards centre wing. Leading in the race for the mark there is Lima. He can't take the throw in. Tar gets the tap down. Back of the pack to Farah. Farah off the left foot, off a step. Goes to half forward. Kazuna does well. Handball to Sean Lewis. Very conspicuous early in the game. At full forward, it's the defence doing well. Vetter gets the ball out wide. and Baker takes the mark for East Geelong. 7 minutes gone, first quarter. Bellpost still a goal. East Geelong are behind.
So Capenny's off and running, kicks the ball inside the 50, and out coming forward is Lachlan. So Drew Lachlan up forward today, usually as a defender. But with O'Hara and O'Leary out, he's gone forward, chips the ball short, play leading up as Oppenlander, stumbled as he got near the ball, but it's cleaned up by Penny, gets a high one, plays on with the ball though, comes left and right now, he's back on his left, chips the ball back to centre half forward, but standing in the road there is Ellis, and Ellis takes the mark, plays on quickly, goes out wide, and Fantella again, he's been good out there on this wing so far, had plenty of touches, goes by hand again to Moreland, who's crossing over from the centre of the ground, he now takes his second bounce, runs towards half forward, has time to steady, long kick, not a good looking kick off the boot, falls into the arms of Coy, but he can't take it. This time it's Ryan Coy. He goes back to Paisley. Paisley gets going backwards, gets through traffic, goes to Vetter. He's having trouble picking the ball up, but he does so now. Kicks towards the centre of the ground, and Hoey's there. Doesn't let him down, takes the mark, plays on directly, goes in towards centre half forward, and Sinclair. Martin does well, singled it off out of mid-air, kicks the ball forward, and Coy, this is Josh running for the ball in the forward pocket again. Another toe poke along the ground, heading towards the boundary line. He keeps it in. No, he doesn't. Umpire says it has gone out of bounds. One goal, East Geelong, one behind. Ball thrown back into play. Singleton knocks it towards the square. A good fend off in the goal square there. Picked up by Justin Tarr doing the roving. Goes back by hand and finds Baseley. He brings the ball out of defence. Goes towards Moreland and Baker. Ball goes to Moreland. He wins it well. Handballs back and finds the player in overall. He tries to go back to Moreland, and Moreland kicks the ball off the ground. This time Sean Lewis has found space. Has a chance to take his first bounce. Does that and goes now kicking long to centre half forward. And we'll look for and we'll find Fursland. He's off and running. He slipped over at the crucial moment. Has time to steady. The kick this time is not good. And in the space is Ryan Coy. So Coy at centre half back for East Geelong. Transfers the play to the far side of the ground. Kick doesn't have enough depth on it. It's tapped down there by Holzfeen. Spencer gets front position, taps it back through his leg. It's picked up there by Hoey. He's going the wrong way again, goes back to Coy, and Coy now has Scrublack inside, and on the left foot from centre half back, he goes long towards centre half forward. In front, in behind there was Martin. The ball's hit the ground. Oppenlander swoops on it, swings back on his left foot. Unfortunately, his kick at goal is gone well.
And it kicked an easy goal. So the kick out of defence for Bellpost Hill has found Tarr on defensive 50. So the big fellow looking for options. The short one is on, and he finds that option. So still in control, the Bellpost Hill side. They go long along the boundary. The ball dropped there, chest mark by Baker on the centre wing. Ball thrown in. Scrobelack got the best of that tap down. Handball came to Hildebrand. He just lopes forward, has a bounce. Now the long kick inside forward 50. Does look as if the bit of bruise is holding that ball up as it goes forward there. But it's the Bellpost Hill defence once again as Ellis comes away with the footy, has a bounce, looks for and finds Moreland. Oh, he thought about going, but he decided not to. So true centre wing, kicks the ball out wide. It's looking for the lead there of Popovsky. He can't reach the ball. East Geelong are behind.
So Griggy doing the ruck work against Scroblack. Scroblack one hand up, gets the ball down. Kavka reads it better. Goes now in the hands of Spencer. He gets a quick kick around the boundary line. In front is Bott. It's pushed in the back. And so Bott now looks to centre the ball in towards centre half forward. Targets Tarr, but slipping in front is Paisley. Takes a nice grab. So Paisley now for East Geelong. Cross from centre half back, goes back by hand to Baker. Running player is Primke. So Primke now from half back, chips the ball over the top, goes to the wing and finds Hoey. He continues on, goes one way, then he stays that way actually now and goes to the half forward line. This time Sinclair out in front of Martin it is and takes the mark. Plays on, goes to the lead and full forward by Lachlan. Good work there from Overall. Spoils the ball, goes to Lima, back to Overall. Oh, but it's picked up there by Singleton. Intercepts, runs towards goal and Singleton likes it. Umpire's coming back. It's a goal for the East Geelong side.
Quarter as umpire Beveridge puts it in the air again. Scrobelack read the ball up better and got the tap down. However, it is Bellpost Hill who get the clearance as Holzfein runs onto the ball, dodges, weaves, threw the ball down, got away with it, and finally picked it up again. The kick is inside forward 50. And Popovsky coming out, taking a strong mark. Man on the mark is at 50, but he decides to play it on quickly, and there's the lead from the goal square. And Travis Fursland for Bellpost Hill takes a comfortable mark out ahead of his direct opponent.
There's just far too much space for him to run into that. You know, East Geelong just have to work harder when they haven't got the football, as Nathan Lewis enters the arena for the first time. So
Fursland in the meantime has his shot for goal. It looks pretty good. Umpire.
Ball is thrown in the air. Scroblack taps the ball behind, goes to Oppenlander, but Nathan Lewis overruns the ball. Coy, he can't pick it up either. Lewis gets the ball out, goes to O'Leary, and O'Leary kicks the ball round the corner, only as far as Lima on centre wing. So Lima now puts Belpost Hill back into attack. Robbie May running with the flight of the ball. He takes a mark and steadies himself up. Has Lewis short, and that's Sean, but he goes longer looking for Tar. Tar at centre back. Oppenlander does well, gets a hand in. Looks like Fantella's going to reach the ball first. Gets a handball back to Lima, and Lima now steadies, go long, looking for Popovsky or Grigic. Popovsky up in front, can't take the mark, but recovers at ground level. Feeds the ball back to Grigic. Grigic back to Kavka. Kavka on his hands and knees goes to Sean Lewis, back to Nathan. And now Nathan Lewis for his first kick of the game. Heads into the hot spot. O'Leary can't take the mark, lying on the ground, feeds the ball back to Ryan Coy. And Coy comes out with a cool kick and finds Oppenlander, who plays on immediately. And the running player is O'Leary, goes back towards centre wing. Pace there from Bott, beats Hildebrand to the ball, and it's now with Morland running onto it. Baker guarding the space, but some good play there from the player from Belpost. Still, the ball's gone back to Sean Lewis, back to Nathan Lewis as he runs towards 50. Loads up from that position, goes long to the goal square. Players, nearly kick off the ground there by Griggett, but it's been rushed through.
So the ball kicked in quickly by Scrobelac. He finds teammate there in Vedder. So Vedder still inside defensive 54, East Geelong. Whistle to play on now by the umpire. Has to kick long towards centre wing. Belpost still better placed there, although Sinclair does well. Gets the contest. Ball picked up by Bott. Quickly back to half forward. Mick O'Leary drops a mark, but battles on at ground level. Oh, surely a push in the back. And Mick O'Leary it is for East Geelong, who will take the free kick. Half-back flank, just inside defensive 50 for East Geelong. There's not a lot of movement up ground, Paul, is there?
East just aren't working hard enough. They're very stagnant. They're just hoping at the moment.
Well, that was a mark attempt by Tar. Oppenlander again put the spoil on the contest. Moreland at ground level does well. Handball out to Sean Lewis. Sean Lewis to Nathan Lewis now towards full forward. I think Grigic started to move, then he stopped. So the ball taken very comfortably in defence for East Geelong. Handball goes to Scrobelac, goes out wide looking for Ryan Coy. He's got two to boot. At this point he can't. Half forward flank for Belpost Hill comes to ground level. Jim Morland almost picked it up. Tar does. Over to Hole's fine by hand. Over the top to Nathan Lewis. Oh, gee, the ball didn't bounce kindly for him, but I tell you what, he's back in, putting a contest on. Fursland picks it up. Over to Moreland. Moreland around the body. Has it come back enough? It just misses to the right-hand side.
Goes long and he goes wide. Outside 50 towards Casino. There's going to be a hole there, but the umpires let the ball go on. Fantella races for the boundary line, but he kicks the ball short, and Kavka's found a little bit of space. Plays on now, runs inside 50. Long kick heading towards goal. Has he got the accuracy? I think he has. He likes it. The umpire again. There's
2-2 Belpost Hill, 1-1 East. In the middle again. This time it was Grigic doing the ruck work. Gets a tap down. Hildebrand at ground level does well for East, however. Gets a handball over the top. Singleton can't control the footy. He's still running it forward.
Fast five.
So it is Sinclair and Grigic doing the ruck work. Neither really touch it. Martin back at the pack for Belpost Hill. Handball quickly to May. May, the long kick, middle of the ground. In front is Primke on that occasion. And takes the mark for East Geelong. Goes to the lead there of Hoey. Does well. Hoey takes the mark. Now there's not a lot of movement forward. The kick goes to absolutely nobody. In fact, it's straight into the arms of Brad Martin for Belpost Hill. And the defensive mark taken far too easily. Goes out wide. Grigic takes the mark for Belpost Hill and plays on quickly. It's a long kick almost to Scrobelac, but Kazina does well. Made a contest there. And I guess the lesson must have been learned at Belpost Hill, Paul, because near the boundary, and he comes in to kick.
So the ball now from Scrobelac goes towards their centre wing position. Ball comes back and Grigic picks the ball up and turns Belpost Hill back into attack, but a good strong mark by Ryan Coy there. Now he transfers play, comes directly across the ground, looks for Primke, had to hang on to the mark and he did so. So from now, the true centre half back position. Few runners wide. Oppenlander's one of those. He's a 2-on-1 situation. He needs to get to favourable bounce, and he does. Picks it up cleanly. Steady. Goes back on the left foot. Looking for Hildebrand. Has to be a good kick again, but Bott going back with the fly of the ball. Able to get his hand in there. Hildebrand recovers better at ground level. Goes on the left. Kicks long, wide, and will be, just in the field of play. Oski. Ball tapped to the back of the pack there. There's a holding decision, and it's going to go to Chris Morland, it looks like.
With some mismatches.
So back with the ball, Lewis is going kick coming forward from Morland, didn't hit its target, and now Sinclair kicks the ball back into the half-forward line. Ellis over the top, able to bring the ball to the ground. Morland playing a much better game today. Goes back by hand to Bott. Bott short, finds Martin. So Brad Martin called the play on. Oh, good strong chase out of there by Coy. He picks the ball up. Should have been rewarded with a play-on situation, but it's been called back. And Josh Coy, as he did 2 weeks ago, some good, strong defensive work. Kicks the ball into Hildebrand, and Hildebrand takes the mark. So Hildebrand would be right on, or kicking from about 50. He's looking to go short, does so, and Lachlan comes up and takes the mark. So Drew Lachlan, your fullback normally, or backline player, gone forward as a pinch hitter. Let's just see how good the kicking style can be. So Drew Lachlan comes in.
We had the same thing with Giles yesterday, didn't
yes,
we?
we did. So Drewy comes in. That's a nice looking kick off the boot. Looks like he's done that once or twice in his lifetime, because that's gone straight through for a goal. So a nice goal too.
Used to.
So as Dale said, 23.5 minutes now gone. Ball in the air once again. Grigic and Scroblack neither get the tap down. Scroblack at ground level picked it up. Only 5 metres on the kick. Oppenlander gets the ball instead of kicking a long handball. Gee, that's a high tackle surely on the East Geelong player. That's a poor decision. Goodness me.
I think there's been 2 or 3 of those so far in the game. And
tackled very, very high. Coy it was. Josh Coy. So now umpire Rafferty at centre half forward for East Geelong. Puts it in the air. Bit of scrambling going on there. Martin, well tackled. Now, that one he paid. He didn't pay the one 10 seconds ago. So that's very inconsistent. And needless to say, the crowd having plenty to say. The kick goes towards centre wing. Nathan Lewis outmarked by Sinclair. Not at all happy about that, Nathan Lewis. The kick gave him no chance whatsoever. And Sinclair has found Peasnell. Peasnell now the left footer towards half forward. Looking for Hoey, outmanoeuvred, ball comes to ground, picked up by Bott, handball over the top, Morland, Belpost still control the footy, now Nathan Lewis gets it this time, where will he go? Decides to play on, Sinclair's done well, he's corralled him, but he gets a handball away, and it is Ellis the speedster, goes to the middle of the ground, kick right across the ground, goodness, I don't know where that's gone. Certainly it is to the benefit of Carpenny, but good work Belpost still, the handball eventually comes to Kavka. Kavka to where it should be at full forward. Where was Fursland? 15 metres behind his opponent, who took the comfortable mark. That is Spencer. So Spencer now at centre half back, kicks at the middle of the ground, finds Better now. He thought about the handball to Coy, not to be. We've been going 25.5 minutes first quarter. Belpost still 3-2. East Geelong 2-1.
So he brings it wide now, finds Ryan Coy, but his kick inside is going to go on to Sean Lewis. So Sean Lewis now goes back into attack, but it's only a short kick, finds Tarr. Justin Tarr still in the centre square, goes wider again, Holes finds got space, he can play on and run, goes to the 50 line, kicks the ball long, looking for Hurst, he's out in front, good work from Coy in behind, picks the ball up this time, and this is Brad Coy, goes over to Scroblack to Carpenny, Carpenny turns on his right foot, looks outside, goes by hand to Paisley, who's running, and now Paisley kicks the ball long to centre wing. In front, Hoey, and good hands. Like Billy Nichols yesterday, in front, good strong mark. Plays on quickly, goes back to Peasnell in the middle of the ground. So Peasnell now has a chance to play on. Does so, takes his first bounce, carries the ball a long way. Kick going forward to Lachlan again. He meets the ball strongly, goes back to Hildebrand. Hildebrand looking short, looking for Sinclair. Key can't take the mark, taps the ball to his advantage, steadies, slips over, feeds the ball back to Peasnell as the siren sounds here to end the first quarter at St Albans.
So a promising forward move foiled for East Geelong by the siren, which signifies quarter time in our elimination final. And that quarter time, Belpost Hill, 3 goals to 20, leading East Geelong 2-1.
Yes,
they might be listening to
gone
us.
to Sean Lewis, but the one is Nathan Lewis with Paisley. Nathan Lewis might rub his hands together a little bit there.
Well, the ball's up in the air, tapped down from Scrobelack, taken away by May. Oppenlander picks it up, handball out wide to Carpenny. He an up and under left foot kick towards half forward. Man in front might have been mishandled. It was Josh Coy for East Geelong. Free kick has been given to him, and man on the mark's at about 55 metres. So Coy, long kick inside 50. Oh, up high. Sinclair doesn't take the ball down, however. Comes to ground level. Hildebrand, not a great effort on the left foot, I'd suggest. And a few, if you look around, there's a few that are not that well marked, and that's not a very good. The 50-metre arc decides to centre the football. That's where it needs to go here at St Albans, in the middle of the pack. Sinclair can't take the mark. Josh Coy at ground level, taken down without the footy. No, said the umpire. Handball from Lachlan. I thought put his teammate under all sorts of pressure there. It is very, very scrambly. 30 metres out from the East Geelong goal. Ball picked up, player tackled. Umpire said, I'll have it. It's not going anywhere. So it's 20 metres out from the goal. East Geelong kicking to the southern end. Belpost still 3-2. East Geelong 2-1. We've been going 2 minutes.
So umpire throws the ball in the air, comes down. It's touched forward by Sinclair. And 2, Singleton over the head. Ball's been picked up, kicked at goal. I couldn't see the player there on the screen.
Thomas,
but, so in the goal square, Lima with the kicking in duties goes short and finds Farrer. He plays on now, has support and May, but goes on the left foot towards the centre of the ground. Going back is Casina. Good work there from Grigic. Oh, he's been picked up by the umpire for shepherding off the ball, and the free kick will go to Simon Primke. So Primke right in the middle of the ground has taken the ball, looks to put East Geelong back into attack, does so, goes to centre half forward. Basically, strong fist. Ball comes out towards Moreland's got plenty of time to pick the ball up and carry the ball on his left foot. Loses Grigic. This time it's a nice looking kick. So Grigic also able to play on now. Long kick forward. Fursland's going to be the target. He reads the play and the flight of the ball well, takes the mark, plays on, goes to the goal square. Tar is now in the goal square. Had one bite, 2 bites, but Kavka front and centre picks the ball off the pack and runs into a goal and has scored the first.
Baker that's got him needs to shut down for a while.
So Scrobelack wins this tap in the middle of the ground, picked up there by Ryan Coy, who charges forward, goes on the right foot, goes long in towards centre half forward. It gets a bit further now in towards the full forward line. Brad Coy is going, Josh Coy going back to the flight. He's been interfered with, so he will go back from about 30 metres out from goal and shoot almost directly in front.
I don't think it was as bad as he made it out to be, but the umpire accepted the performance, gave him the free kick.
There's been a lot worse let go today.
But he certainly was hooked high.
Yeah, it was certainly a soft one, but look, full marks, you'd nearly get an award for that one.
So Josh
He
Coy
might get a reward here with the kick.
from about 35 metres out, comes in now directly in front. Has it got the accuracy? Yes, it has. It's a goal. So East Geelong fight one back.
In the middle, 5 minutes gone, second quarter, elimination final. As the ball goes in the air once again. Oh, Scrobelack clearly tapped down. Whistle on play.
Pay advantage.
Umpire just has not got a feel for the game because Coy absolutely clear, 30 metres, no interruption to play, and he takes it back to the centre circle. So Scrobelack now got the free kick, goes long, inside forward 50. Sinclair does well, but Martin, good body strength on that occasion. Put the body on the line and took the mark there ahead of Sinclair. So Brad Martin, centre half back for Belpost Hill, runs away, has a bounce, takes it out wide. They continue to maintain possession. Lima took the mark and plays on over to Nathan Lewis. Thought about playing on, now he does. Kicks it long along the boundary, along the eastern side of the ground. Sean Lewis doesn't take the mark. It is off hands and out of bounds. Well, the mark wasn't paid, or was it? There's a bit of consultation now between the umpires. And the flank for Belpost Hill. Scrobelack got his opponent Kazina out of the contest on that occasion, but Belpost Hill win the footy. Kavka, long handball to Nathan Lewis, inside 50s, a chance from there. He plonks it forward, put down after he kicked the football. It landed in the field of play adjacent to the behind post, so it will be a free kick to Belpost Hill and Nathan Lewis. You win them for the team, Pricey, and
I didn't think that was after. I thought it was in the act of. As the ball was hitting his boot, I thought it came in. So.
Well, I was watching the flight of the footy, so I must confess I didn't see the actual hit, but it is Fursland adjacent to, oh goodness me, he's kicked a goal earlier, but I think that one sprayed right across the face of goal. In fact, out of bounds on the full. So a free kick now to Scrobelack in the back pocket for East Geelong. It's 4-2 Belpost still, 3-2 East Geelong. We've been playing 7.5 minutes.
So he brings the ball back across the front of goal to Coy, and Coy comes outside 50. Oh, the kick's been misjudged there, but it's picked up by Farah to Moreland, back to May. May short, has Lewis inside 50, and this bloke should go back and shoot a goal. I wouldn't be anything else because he can kick the ball a long way, Nathan Lewis, well within his range, and he'll kick from 50. Even with a big fella in the goal square, I think he'll have enough carry on the ball. So Nathan Lewis will move in now, directly in front. Nice looking kick off the boot. It's a lovely looking kick off the boot. It's straight through the middle. So handy.
That's a couple in a row.
So it's back in the middle. Scrobelack again, gets a tap down. East, Singleton taken high. Umpire on the blind side, didn't see it. Picked up there by Baseley. His handball intercepted. There's a great tackle. Now, I don't agree with that because Moreland had both arms underneath the arms of Hildebrand. The umpires called it too high. I cannot have that. Get the game underway again. Gee, a terrible kick for the forwards. Up and under, it's very, very high. Scrobelack, there's a whistle on play. So, now that's what has the umpire done. Scrobelack now finds somebody without an opponent. It is Simon Baker. He certainly can kick the distance. I'm not too sure about the accuracy. But Baker, Nathan Lewis is a very good kick. This fellow's not very far behind him. Simon Baker, he kicks it from 50, doesn't get it at all. It's going to land in the goal square, and Belpost still prepared to concede the behind. 10.5 minutes gone.
So the ball is with Nathan Lewis at the fullback position. Chips to himself, plays on, goes one way, now he comes back the same side, needs to get the ball going, he does so, gets the ball outside 50, Paisley, good strong mark. Oh, it's been called play on there by the umpire, so I don't know where the hands were, but it's gone to Hildebrand. So Hildebrand now runs inside 50, goes back towards the square. Hoey's the man that's going to be the target. The ball hits the front of the pack, pushed through again by Brad Martin. So another rush behind to the East Geelong side, moves them along to 3-4. And point, the ball has been picked up and goes towards Farah, goes towards Martin, and now basically runs out of defence, takes his first bounce, goes on the left foot, looking for Grigic out wide in front of Primke, picks the ball up, puts it round the corner, holds, finds running onto it, picks it up, gets a nice bounce, goes inside by hand, doesn't hit the target. O'Leary jumps to the ball, goes back to Vetter by hand, and now it's with Primke. So Primke now runs backwards, needs to get some clear space, finds that, chips round the corner, and Scrobelack takes the mark. Continues on his way, runs inside the centre square from the back end of the field, picks it out and goes towards Oppenlander. And he also, inside the centre square, kicks the ball now towards half forward. Hoey, another good strong mark, just outside 50, plays on, goes long to the goal square. Coy going back, that should have been a free kick and it wasn't paid. Picked up there by Overall, kicks wide. Hoey again leads in the race for the ball, gets a nice bounce, picks up, gets the ball back inside, and Thomas takes a mark inside forward 50. So they should settle things down now.
He's going for the right option. Nearly 10 metres on the mark, didn't he? Because the umpire was out of position.
So a long kick back towards the goal square. Laughlin's up in front. Oh, I think he's paid that. I think he was a 1-on-3 situation there, Drewy Laughlin, and he's taken a good strong mark. So Laughlin from right on the point of the goal square will go back and shoot for goal.
Probably need it, Dale.
They definitely need to get something and turn it round a bit, but they've got an opportunity here. He's kicked one from about 40. Now he's kicked one from 10. So Drew Laughlin, a big move.
A few problems as Scrobelack again gets the tap down. They're unable to get the clearance though, East Geelong, until with sheer strength, Hildebrand just grabbed it out of an opponent's arms and kicks it inside 50. But Lima dropping back takes the safe chest mark for Belpost Hill. Kicks it out wide toward the western side. Tar, just with size and strength, takes the mark, plays on with a handball to Lewis, handball quickly to Moreland, and away go Belpost Hill. They're running strongly here. Kafka outmanoeuvred his opponent. Unfortunately, the ball didn't reach him for the mark, and now there's a player thrown to the ground without the footy. It is Paisley, I think, of East Geelong. Didn't have the footy at any stage, thrown to the ground, and it is, in fact, Sam Paisley who has the free kick. Has a player loose just forward of where he's kicked the footy to Hildebrand, to O'Leary by hand. Not a good kick from O'Leary, but it does find the target in Oppenlander. And Oppenlander now for East. drives it long, inside forward 50. Big pack of players back there, comes to ground. Good defence there by Martin. Ball picked up, free kick there to the overall, I'd suggest, player Drew Lachlan right over the top of him, and it is in fact Steve Overall for Bellpost Hill. Bad centre half back has the free kick. 15 minutes gone for the second quarter. 5-2 Bellpost Hill, 4-4 East Geelong.
So Nathan Lewis has found space for himself, and he now receives the mark and kicks the ball in towards centre half forward. Good spoil there from Grigic, picked up there by Farah. Goes towards Holzfeen. Coy's got his head over the ball, but Grigic emerges with the ball. Goes back to Holzfeen. Now he's found Kafka by himself, and Tar again. He's found more space in the forward 50, and he's taken a mark. So big Justin Tar, a mark about 10 metres in from the 50-metre line, so he'll kick from about 45. It'll be a difficult kick going back into that little bit of a breeze, I think, but the big fella has got the distance before and is quite a capable kick at goal. So a big, important kick for Bellpost Hill here once again.
This time last year, one of the leading goal kickers in the league, Dale, so he should get it.
He's a slender margin of 4 points at the present time, just to stretch it out to 10. Big Justin Tar comes in. He's going to get the distance. It's going to land in the square, sorry. So the ball has been come to the front of the pack. Picked up there by Holzfeen. He screws it round the corner. And straight after it come off the boot, he liked where it was going. And it's a goal to David Holzfeen. And the Geelong are 4 goals, 4. And we're having a few hellos to do in the goal square at the present time.
Well, the umpire's right there, so...
it's got to be a free kick to Bellpost Hill again.
Yeah, so whatever's happened in there...
Against Scrubble too high, which was... a retaliative from the first one that the umpire didn't see. We'll just
and
put
the
it
bloke
that
who's
way.
got the footy might have... So Nick Popovsky, the recipient of the second free kick in the goal square, and he has...
Switch back on there now.
So ball back in the centre of the ground. It's Tar back in there doing the ruck. Scroblack actually wins it, brings the ball to the wing, picked up by Moreland, gets through traffic, feeds the ball by hand back towards Kafka. He can't pick the ball up, but O'Leary does. Now he's tackled by Kafka. Players jumping on the ball. Oh, that was a throw. He's got away with it. It's on the blind side of the umpire again. Goes forward. Basely takes a mark on half back. Goes back by hand to Martin. He shorts up, goes to Fantella on the far side of the ground. Again, another short kick to Nathan Lewis. Carpenny comes in, but Lewis has been paid the mark. Gets up now, has players wide. Tar's there. He's going to ignore that, I think. He's going to go straight down the middle. So Lewis just holding things up. Now he goes long, slips as he kicks the ball, goes in towards half forward, but going back is Paisley, can't take the mark. It's going to be picked up there or kicked off the ground. No players jump on the ball. Now it's being held up, and now it's a holding decision. Which way does it go? It goes to East Geelong, and I think it's Coy that's come out with the ball. So Coy has the ball on half back for East Geelong. 18 minutes gone by in this second quarter, so some work to be done by East Geelong. Goes to the front of the contest. Carpenny doesn't take it cleanly. He's tackled without the ball. Now the players head the ball towards the boundary line. Carpenny's got back in there, feeds the ball out, but picked up by Martin. Comes out the back end, goes back to Kafka, who loads up, goes long in towards the half-forward line. A big spoil there from the East Geelong. So the ball on that 50-metre line, thrown back into play. Over the top, ball and third man up, picked up by Baker, doesn't get a clean kick away. So Belfast Hill are working hard. Holzfeen picks up, goes back to May. Left foot round the corner. Nice looking kit, and Bott doesn't let him down. He takes a strong mark in front of Singleton and a 50-metre penalty. So umpires really having something to say here in this game of football right now. And Belpost Hill are the recipient of those free kicks to Belpost Hill. So Bott walks in, kicks a goal, and that is Belpost Hill.
8 quarter. Ball in the air once again. Scrobelack again, tapped down. Taken by Baker. Immediately tackled. Handballs away. It's picked up by Moreland. Under pressure. His kick off the side of the boot towards centre wing. Grigic leads in the race for the footy, but he's done very well there, Primke, and causes the ball to be centre wing. Big players. Third man up was Sean Lewis. Gets the tap down. Looking for and finding his brother Nathan. Handball goes out to Holzfine. There is Holzfine put down after he kicked the footy, and it is a free kick down the ground. And surprise, surprise, Brent Grigic happened to be the right person in the right place. The umpire had called time off. Grigic played on, found Holzfine. Unfortunately, the time hadn't been called back on as a Belpost Hill player who was put down in that incident is coming off the ground. And Brent Grigich would be an excellent kick. The man on the mark's at 45, almost on the boundary. But with his experience, he's gone for the barrel, hasn't worked, and marked in the goal square. Now, if the umpire is consistent, that also is 50 metres, and in fact, that's what's... We'll take the free kick at the 22-minute mark of the second quarter. Decides to go to the western side, looking for Paisley, can't take the mark. Good work again by Bott. Moreland at ground level does well. McAuliffe on the ground, tackle, drops a footy. Free kick East Geelong, good tackle. Justin Oppenlander on that occasion. So it is 22 minutes gone, second quarter, 8-2 Bell Post Hill, 4-4 East Geelong.
So Oppenlander with the ball on centre wing. Primke looks like he's pushed forward now, or he might be just having a spell and bringing Grigich forward, but he's gone inside looking for Phelan. Good work from Kafka. Ball goes towards Martin, now towards Bott, and Bott now has two players running forward. One's Tar, the other Lewis. Should use Nathan Lewis, but Tar goes long and wide looking for Hurst. Goes over the top of his head. Kazina can't take the mark. Good pressure there from East Geelong into the defensive end. Sees the ball being held up, and in the forward pocket for Bell Post Hill, the umpire will take possession.
Probably not good work there. Nathan Lewis was someone that you handball to all day, every day in that situation, just running into an open goal.
Especially running went to 50.
So now it's Kazina doing the ruck work. Harris tries to do the smart thing and tap the ball over his head. He's going to have a second chance here. Dives on the ball, doesn't get the ball. Now it's back in the goal square. Coy off the ground, kicks the ball about 30 metres.
Can't work out what's happening. You watch the play. I'll
so
watch the reserve.
Ball is coming into play. It's gone back to Holzfine, back to Lewis. Lewis loads up from outside 50, goes to the goal square. Grigich in front, doesn't take the mark. Good tackle again by Coy. Ball comes out in the tackle, and it goes to Vetter. He knocks the ball forward. Carpenny runs onto it, doesn't pick the ball up cleanly. Justin Tar, the big fella, does. He feeds the ball back by hand to Lewis. And Nathan Lewis from outside 50 goes back to the goal square. Skroblack gets back to make a sprawl on Casina. He feeds the ball back to Holzfine. Staggers at his feet, kicks round the corner. David Holzfine, he's found his mark today. He's kicked his second goal. The umpires are conferring in the goal square. All clear has been given.
Must be approaching half-time as the ball goes in the air once again. Skroblack used his body to get rid of Grigich on that occasion, but at ground level, again, it's Bell Post Hill. Holzfine held in the marking contest. Umpire did see that, and Holzfine will get the free kick when the ball comes back. And the man on the mark is about 60 metres out. So it's been a very good quarter for Bell Post Hill. 6 goals to 2 at the present moment. And Holzfine with the football decides to go to the lead out wide. It's a good lead. Unfortunately, the ball doesn't get there. It's punched away. Nathan Lewis on his own takes his time, picks the footy up. Long handball back to Kavka. That's good footy. Kavka in the clear. The opportunity now to load up again. Has a bounce. Oh, shocking kick. He tried to kick the cover off it. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and the ball is being relieved from defensive 50 by Oppenlander for East Geelong towards the centre wing. Sinclair can't take the mark. At ground level again, Bell Post Hill are doing very well in this quarter, but Sinclair gets a handball out wide. First to the football this time is Ellis. Can't pick it up. There's a whistle on play. The whistle is from 100 metres away. Nobody knows what it's all about. And all of a sudden, the umpire now emerges, and the free kick to Ellis of Bell Post Hill.
He can't get the decisions right when he's 2 metres away, let alone 100.
Well, I think that's a fair comment too. And from the ensuing free kick, Ellis gets it towards Kazina. Can't pick it up. Sort of shovels it back into the field of play. Now, ball, it's hot out there. It comes to Coy, to Primke, back to Skroblack. They're mucking about with East Geelong. They certainly can't get out of that area. Coy finally to Skroblack, and now to Oppenlander, and we get a kick of the football. Oppenlander, long kick for East Geelong. In good position, Martin. He's interfered with in the umpire's eyes. Advantage paid, and Nathan Lewis has one bounce. Need to get a kick, he does. He's put down after he kicked the footy. No free kick down the ground, but has taken the mark by Tar anyway. And at forward 50 for Bell Post Hill, Justin Tar, approaching 27 minutes, has a player on his own. Why would you leave Brent Grigich on his own? Takes the mark, didn't take his time, under pressure, has missed the goals to the left-hand side.
Kicked in, goes wide, and when things aren't running for you, that's a bad kick from Baker, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. So Chris Morland will take a free kick. Probably just in range there if he wanted to load up and go to the goal square, but has options short and behind. Umpire asked him to come around a little bit. That's 2 inches. It wasn't quite good. So Chris Mauler now from about 40 metres, right on the boundary line, kicks back, just did the right thing, put it into the goal square. There was a push there. It was picked up there by the umpire, so Casina has got the free kick in the goal square, 2 metres out from goal.
I reckon it was there. Scrobelek just put his hand right in the middle of his back.
And Eloise Casina will go back and kick Bellpost Hill's goal. He does. That's their 7th, I think, for the quarter. It moves them now to 10.
I'm wrong.
Bit of frustration there for East Geelong, Paul, do you sense?
Yeah. Oh, look, there's a lot of things that they're trying that just aren't working.
So the ball came from Scrobelek out to Coy, ended up back in the arms of Scrobelek, and Scrobelek's trying to get the free kick down the ground, but in fact it will come back to Ryan Coy, middle of the ground. Certainly I agree with that. Free kick was there long before the ball was kicked away, so umpire had it right on that occasion. As decides to kick long towards the forward 50. Big pack of players. Man in front was Scrobelek. Great work, Griggich. There's the experience of senior footy coming forward as he punched the ball clear. But at ground level, Sean Lewis. Plenty of poise. Handball to Fursland. Gee, there's players galore for Bellpost Hill in the middle of the ground. It goes from Ellis to Kavka on his own. Pricey, pretty good call. Kavka takes the mark, strolls into an open goal and has kicked another one for Bellpost Hill.
Somewhere. He's back in the centre of the ground. Scrobelek up, taps the ball down. Lewis kicks the ball towards centre wing, and it's going to favour Coy, this kick. He's got Robbie May in pursuit. Actually, Coy arrives there first, but May does well, and we'll see the ball over.
Robbie May has really had no impact on the game.
Yeah, true.
So the ball back into play. Ball comes to the front of the contest. Sean Lewis puts his head over the ball, picks it up, gets a high tackle. Umpire can't see that. The ball is now with Hoey. He's infringed, and he takes a free kick, but it's going to go to
Hoey.
Oh, this is going to go to Pat Hoey. Actually, I thought he was going to go the other way then for a minute, but Hoey has the ball on centre wing. Long kick in towards centre half forward position. Basically over the top, brings the ball to the ground, picked up by Phelan. Strong tackle there by Fursland. Now Paisley trying to foot the ball up in front of himself. Picks the ball up, goes towards Sinclair. Now to the hands of Peasnell. Goes towards Coy. Oh, that was got to be a push to back. It's not allowed to go on by the umpire. And now it's with Robbie May out of the fence. Kicks around the corner. Thomas can't get the fingertip mark. Ball's now got on centre wing, and the pressure comes from the hands of McAuliffe, who picked up now by Coy, goes back inside. Lachlan up, didn't take the ball, picked up there by Sean Lewis, who changes direction and comes out and will find Fursland in space so he can carry the ball. Moves the ball on quickly towards Farah on the half-back line, or in between half-back and centre wing. He chips and goes forward. Casina's let up. Primke with him. Little hands in the back. Primke takes the mark. And Simon Primke for East Geelong now channels the ball back into the centre of the ground. Goes towards Paisley. Takes a mark. Handballs off to Capenny, who's off and running. His long kick goes inside 50. Sinclair yet to take a real strong mark inside 50, but this time he's got a free kick for a push in the back. Coy actually picked the ball up, but no advantage by the umpire. And Johnny Sinclair's telling me, I don't want to take the kick, mate. Let the goal stand. But sorry, John, you're going to have to go back and shoot for goal.
Well, he's got it now because the siren sounded, Dale, but I'll let you call the kick and then we'll give the half.
Seriously, how was that not advantage? The play hadn't stopped.
No. So Sinclair's not wasting any time, and maybe took a bit more time over the ball because he's put the ball out of bounds on the full. So not a good finish to the quarter for East Geelong, and with a lot of work to do, Eric, I would think.
Absolutely, Dale, because at half-time, the scorecard reads Bellpost Hill 11 goals 3, 69, with an 8 goals 1 second quarter. East Geelong 4, 28. So umpire Stevenson had moved to the centre. The ball went up and all of a sudden it's kicked along the ground for East Geelong. Oppenlander, pretty solid hand pass, went straight through Ryan Coy, not able to control it, but Paisley comes back, he can't control it. Hildebrand, handball to Scrobelek. Scrobelek off a step towards half forward, but great defensive work, Brad Martin, the big punch off, the handball over the top there from Daniel Farah, found Martin, his handball found Sean Lewis, and all of a sudden it has that full forward for the Bellpost Hill side. Oh, Kavka, luck is a fortune. The ball bounced straight up in the air, bounced to avoid the East Geelong defenders, fell into the arms of Robert Kavka, and he's in the goal square, so he just continued.
Ball has been transferred back to the centre of the ground. Scroblack up again, gets first touch. This time Hildebrand coming through the contest. Picks it up, goes on the left foot to half forward. Singleton takes the mark. Now turns, has players leading already, but will need to go long now. Phelan's obviously going to be the target. Kick doesn't hit the boot too well, goes towards Sinclair. There's a holding decision, and it's going to go against Martin. That'll go to Johnny Sinclair. So John Sinclair had the last shot at goal on the siren at half-time.
You wouldn't back him with this one.
Not at all. So the big fella needs to go back and convert here to give the East Geelong side any chance. It's something they're not going to have to drill back in this quarter, but they'll need to make some inroads, very heavily inroads, I would think. So John Sinclair comes in, 25 metres out, 25-degree angle. That's a better-looking kick. He took more time over the ball that time.
Changes, Paul. See if you can pick him up. May's in the middle. Popovsky's back in the back line. Baseley's back in the forward line. There looks to be some enormous changes to Belfast Hill, who were in fact leading. In the middle, that was a good decision because facing us, the Ryan Coy was threw the ball to Adam Scrobelack. Free kick to Belfast Hill. Free kick handball came out to May. May quickly to Tar. Took a long time, but eventually got the kick. The lead came from Hurst. Couldn't quite hang on to it in one go. And off hands it goes to Coy Ryan. He goes back looking for Primke's in a bit of bother. Handball to Baker. Baker across the face of goal. They'll need to get this East Geelong or they're in bother. They don't get it, but they do take it toward the boundary line. It's 5-4. Belfast Hills. Grigich, beautiful tap down to Kavka. Gee, he showed a bit of pace there, Kavka, as he hooks it around back toward the goal square. Numbers back there with East Geelong. It came to the ground. The free kick has gone against Bevan Hurst in the marking contest. I think Adam Scrobelack might be get the fingers out and count them, will he?
I'd say that's in the arm, and probably not. Not sure whether that's the arm that he broke a couple of years ago in Ballarat. Kept him out of a Ballarat grand final.
He sort of got cut off at the pass, didn't he, going for the mark, but he's got the free kick and kicks it out very, very wide. It's going to land very close to the boundary line and, in fact, over.
Field of play. Grigich goes back, takes the ball out of it. He's should be a free kick, so he's dropped it. It's a correct call by the umpire.
Oh, why don't you play advantage?
I don't know whether he thought it was going to be something there for a minute, Eric. Maybe that will be his only concern. But anyway, Opperlander now has the ball. He's played on quickly. Runs out of defence, kicks long, going towards Singleton, one of the smallest players in their forward line. Farah reads a punch off the contest, goes to Baseley. Baseley goes back to Tar, and Tar back further to Lima. Lima didn't know there was someone coming behind, but he got rid of the ball to Martin. So Brad Martin from inside the centre square goes searching for Fursland. Fursland up in front of O'Leary. He takes a strong mark. So Trev Fursland now turns, kicks long and high. It's gone as high as it has long, I think, but Scrobelack going back again against Bevanshurst takes a mark. Opperland is the recipient of a handball, and he brings the ball to the boundary, and it's Confe who gets a hand on the ball. It may be his first run for the day. Fursland's the first one back, and a handball or a good tackle there by East Geelong, and the free kick will go to Paisley. Right on centre wing. So Paisley now wastes no time, and they can't afford to waste too much. Kicks inside to centre half forward. Hoey was the target. Kick a bit strong, and Lima goes back and takes the mark. So Sean Lima kicks short. Farah again in short. Feeds a handball wide, and Bott runs off half back. Takes the ball now on centre wing. Kicks the ball towards the half forward line. McAuliffe leads in the race for the ball. Out there against Capetti, but the boundary line's going to be the winner.
And he's just got to run himself into the ground if he's going to play in the ruck.
So Scrobelack takes the ball out of the contest, goes back to Capetti by hand, and now Capetti kicks the ball towards centre wing. Hoey there, arms up.
Half minute's gone, third quarter. Ball comes down by Tar to the front of the pack. Nathan Lewis for Belfast Hill. You got onto the torpedo. It's covered a fair amount of distance. Ball comes to ground just outside the 50-metre arc. Vedder outpointed Kavka on that occasion. Gets it to Coy. Coy, the long handball to Primke. Back to Coy. They're starting to muck around here, trying to get something going, East Geelong. The handball's come back to Coy. He's done all the running. Now he's sort of corralled. He gets it to the middle, but he's turned it over because Hole's fine. Chips in and takes the mark. He goes forward. The leads come from Hurst, who he had three to beat, couldn't do so. And the ball comes to ground from the contest. Picked up Ryan Coy, back to centre wing. In front, Moreland does well. Gets a handball back to Baseley. That's good footy. Baseley, a little chip around the corner. Found Sean Lewis. Sean Lewis quickly to Moreland, who's running forward. That's good football. And he just chips a pass into Farah. Farah, he's got no one in the full forward area to kick to. Scrobelack's gone back there, so Belpost still really need to get somebody running into the hole. They've done that, and it is Moreland just ahead of Confay. Good mark. And much better display from him today, Paul. He's performed pretty
and
well.
he probably could have gone to him earlier than what he did. He was there for a while by himself.
So Chris Moreland, the man in the mark, is on 50. Decides to handball to Justin Tarr. He loads up from outside 50. He's got a nice long kick up high Hurst. Offhand, so
Roblack doing the kicking in. I've the life of me, I can't see why he'd be back there, but the kick comes out and it goes to Paisley. Paisley's taken the mark, and now quick transferal goes out further. Finds Confay, who's led up the ground, and Confay doesn't let him down. He takes the mark. Handball goes off to Coy. Coy stops, goes back inside, looking for Hildebrand. He'll need to make it a good, strong mark. He does that, and Hildebrand takes the mark, or probably the world of the free kick more than anything, I think, and he's got the ball inside their defensive 50. Farah standing the mark. Now he kicks outside 50. Not a good-looking kick, but Oppenlager made it good because he took the mark and played on, kicked the ball forward, looking for Singleton. Took his eyes off the ball. Basically went back and watched it all the way. But now it's at ground level in dispute. Basically knocks the ball back to Lima. Lima goes over the top to Ellis, and Ellis chips the ball in the air. It's going to favour Oppenlander. He's in the right spot, and he takes the mark. So Justin Oppenlander just forward of his centre wing. Clubroom side of the ground, kicks the ball long in towards centre half forward. Target got to be Grigich, but I don't know why he's kicked him because he was the defender there. He's taken the mark. Transfers played to the far side of the ground, and Robbie May in space by himself will now be able to carry the ball nearly the full length of the 50-metre square if he wants to run. Gets halfway. Now he drives the ball inside 50. Scroblack's going back, fills the hole well, and he takes the mark. This time with transfers, like doing circle whack, out one side, back in the other. And Ryan Coy takes the mark, goes over the top to Primke. Primke's waiting to give the handball off. He has now turned, kicks the ball to centre wing, and Confay takes the mark. He plays on, runs towards the 50-metre line and kicks the ball in long. But again, no contest there, and a free kick has been given. It's going to go to Brad Martin, which was second in line in the contest, so I'm not too sure what's happened there. But an infringement somewhere. So Brad Martin chips the ball out. Robbie May again, space at centre half back. Has Sean Lewis straight up the ground. So he runs towards the start of the cricket pitch. Looks for options. Goes back by hand to Grigich. And Grigich has spotted Farah. Needs to be a good kick because he's under pressure. Over the top, Baker gets the ball to the ground. Hildebrand took his eye off the ball again. So East Geelong have taken their right from the ball a couple of times in this quarter. And it's coming through Moreland. Chips into McAuliffe. Goes to Lewis. But Moreland steals it out of his hand. Runs inside 50. Loads up and kicks a goal. Good play, Chris Moreland. His first goal of the afternoon.
Through the year, I think he's showing coming to fruition today.
Yeah, look, he's had a great day. Best I've seen him play.
So the ball now from the centre, tapped down, comes to Carpenny, handball to Paisley. East Geelong go forward. Hildebrand takes the mark forward of centre, continues running. Terrible delivery into the forward 50 for East Geelong. High, wide and handsome. Comes to ground level. Coy, Josh has a pot shot from 30 metres out. Goes right across.
So they sort of hold on for that extra half second and subsequently kick under pressure.
So from the ball in, Poposky did the ruck work for Belpost Hill. Gets it to ground. Oppenlander at ground level. Does get the footy dispossessed. Picked up by Hildebrand. Players playing basketball there a bit. Confay gets the footy. Tried to handball to advantage, but it was to disadvantage because it went into the arms of Nathan Lewis. He goes to ground as he kicked the footy. Carpenny picks the footy up midfield. That's a better looking kick, and has found a forward option just for a change, and that is Michael Phelan. Man in the mark's about 40 metres out. Take a good kick from Phelan, but what I've seen of him this year, can kick the football. Moves in. Gee whiz, he's given himself a pretty big option because he probably lost 10 metres on the two. Belpost Hill. Smith's Holden third quarter scoreboard. 13 minutes gone.
So Lewis kicked to himself and kicked out long. He's brought the ball to centre wing, but it's picked up by Carpenny. He goes back inside to Scroblack. Scroblack again by hand. Goes towards Hoey. Hoey to Lachlan, and Lachlan now chips towards the pocket. Going back, Lima. Some good, strong play. Not what it used to be. So it's probably made their job a little easier, but the ball's been thrown back in, and Hoey picks the ball up, runs to the forward pocket, kicks back towards the square. Sinclair's there. Can't take the mark. Forced over the line. So 5 goals, 6. 13-4. The ball's come back into play very quickly. It's found Farah, who's passed the ball to Fantella. Just needs a favourable bounce. Can't get it. High tackle from Paisley. Fantella actually ducked there, but it's a good time to do so. Now he goes short. Finds Sean Lewis is also pulling forward. He's got plenty of space in front of him. Now delivers a ball towards the goal square. Target's going to be Fursland. Goes over his head. Hurst kicks off the ground. And what if that for a minor point, appearing from their grasp or disappearing completely out of their sights at the moment. Kicks the ball in. Ball goes out, being cleared up there by Hildebrand. Looking for options, comes back inside. Risky kick, but the kick is good. Finds Primke. So Primke from the back pocket. Buckley's into the ground. He now kicks short, comes towards centre half back. Sinclair obviously been moved into the ruck with Scroblack going forward. He picks the ball up and finds Hildebrand, who's found himself in some space. He now carries the ball, gets to one end of the square, kicks looking for the Ryan Coy at centre half, or end of the cricket pitch, I should say, and basically over the top has infringed, and the free kick goes to Coy. So Ryan Coy has the big fella in the goal square, but he's led up the ground. It's a nice looking kick, so Martin does well to edge Scroblack under the contest. Picked up there by Josh Coy. He goes to ground, releases the ball, but it's cleaned up by Bellpost Hill. He'll bring it out of defence.
Now, elimination final. In front there, tap down for East Geelong to Phelan. Ball toward the boundary one. The tap, there's a whistle on play from the ball in. Free kick, East Geelong. Must have been in the ruck contest. I couldn't see it from here. But the free kick goes to Phelan for East Geelong. Now drives long towards the 10-metre square. Up high, Scroblack can't take the mark. Coy, well, what's happened? It was scoreboard. We've been going 17 minutes.
So Bog kicks in. It's not a good kick, but Justin Tarr's picked the ball up. Give Ryan Coy the big old, don't argue, put the hand out. He went straight into it. The ball's picked up by Martin, kicks out towards Sean Lewis. So Sean Lewis on the half-back line for Bellpost Hill has players short, but he goes back into the centre of the ground and has found Farah. So Daniel Farah for Bellpost Hill, taking his time now to set things up from behind. May has gone short and wide. He's still available if he wants to go to him. Now he sees him. He's been asked to call, played on by the umpire, and he kicks the ball long. Griggick's a target. Going back, Phelan. Primke's also there. Tapped towards Lewis and Paisley. Lewis puts his body underneath the contest. Picked up there by Holzfine. Goes towards Griggick. Has Sean Lewis running inside 50. Has time to steady. He won't miss many of them in his career, and that's not one he's going to miss either. So Sean Lewis runs through centre forward. He kicks Bellpost.
Contest didn't try to mark it, punched it forward, and Bellpost still prepared to run onto the footy. It was good work.
Yeah, just
So
a bit too smart.
From the middle, it went to May. Handball over the top to Holzfine, and they're just running right at the moment, Bellpost Hill, as the ball goes towards half forward. But in the road, taking the defensive mark is Primke for East Geelong. Just doesn't seem to be a spark anywhere for East at the present moment. Primke along the boundary line, looking for Phelan, but a great defensive mark out there by Holzfine. And on centre wing has taken a mark for Bellpost Hill, looking for options. Not a lot of movement, a lot of arms being pointed. Now called to play on by the umpire. Decides to run and kick it toward the boundary. It's gone straight back from whence it's come. Primke can't take the mark. Well, Griggick threw that out to Nathan Lewis, and with strength, Lewis, handball back to Holzfine. He made the handball better than what it was. Runs forward. Now the long kick inside forward 50. Fursland's got away from his marker in Brad Coy and takes the mark 35 metres out. 40 or worse than 45 degrees. Would have to have a shot from there. The reality was he didn't have any Bellpost Hill player forward of him to kick the ball to, Paul, anyway. So Fursland comes in. Across the face of goal, Tar, the tall timber there, but it is off hands and through for a behind. 89. East Geelong 5-7-37. Smith's Holden third quarter scoreboard. 20 minutes gone.
So the ball's gone to Casino to Grigg, and now Moreland again on the left foot from a similar position. Centre half forward, kicks long to the goal square. I think the only one that touched that might have been Fursland, and it's gone through and 14 goals, 6 now to Bellpost Hill. With the ball being brought back into play, it's gone towards Primke in the back pocket. He now kicks the ball, looking for Sinclair. He's up, can't take the mark. Popovsky at the back, tips the ball short, too short. Fans Confay, it's hasn't been called a mark because it hasn't travelled enough distance, and the umpire will come in and take possession of the ball. So outside the Bellpost Hill, 50-metre arc, ball is thrown in the air, tapped down, goes to Hildebrand. He takes the ball, he's able to release the ball, but it goes towards Sean Lewis. Picked up there by Ryan Coy. Coy goes back to Sinclair, needs assistance, has space now, goes on the left, looking for Hoey up, taking a mark. I would have paid that. And the umpire's going to call it back. And we'll come back to Pat Hoey on. Hoey now plays on, kicks the ball, long kick, goes towards centre half forward. Oppenlander places himself in front. Good strong mark in front of Lima. He's capable of getting the distance here, but he's going back. He's just going to load up, goes to the goal square. Scrobleck's obviously the target back there with Martin. Big fella puts his hands up. That's where he should have been, I reckon, all day. He's taken the mark this time, Scrobleck, just outside the goal square. And from about 10 metres out, only a slight angle, will go back and probably, we won't say will, we'll say probably will kick the 6th goal for East Geelong. Pricey, you've called it. It's in the book. So Scrobleck comes in. You're right. He don't miss from there. That's the 6th goal for East Geelong.
6 to 6-7. In the middle, it is Sinclair. There's a whistle on play. It's going to go to Kazina against Sinclair. Difficult to interpret those.
Look, you're allowed to stand your ground, and that's all he did. He didn't throw the arms out. He just whacked his backside there and tried to hold his own.
He didn't move, did he? It's a difficult one. The handball's gone out to Kavka. Kavka to centre half forward. The free kick at Grigic. It's gone to Primke. Grigic not comfortable with that decision, but it's there. And Primke for East Geelong goes towards half forward. Nathan Lewis did well there, put a contest on the ball and picked up Kazuna. Can't get away with it. Popovsky, legged, no free kick. Sean Lewis in hard for the footy. Popovsky trying to get the footy out. Now there's stacks on the mill. Umpire whistles on play. And just outside the centre square on centre wing for on the western side of St Albans Reserve. Umpire will move in and put it up once again. 24 minutes gone, 3rd quarter. Kazuna got the tap down. Hoey, he's grabbed the moment he took the footy. No prior opportunity, said the umpire. And we'll have the ball in the air once again. Same position as a moment ago. This time, good tap out for East Geelong from Phelan on that occasion. Picked up and driven forward by Paisley. Great defence there, Basely. Put the fist into the footy. Lachlan still on the forward line. Gets the handball back to Hildebrand. Hildebrand round the body towards half forward. Almost a good mark, Singleton. Can't hang on to it. Tries to get a handball away. In the way is Basely. Handball to Kavka. Kavka, middle of the ground. Good work, Paisley. Couldn't get the ball up from that contest. Oh, Nathan Lewis with determination. Gets the ball clear and put a terrific shepherd on. Unfortunately, Chris Morland wasn't up. Been 6. East Geelong 6-7.
So Phelan and Casino going the ruck. Singleton from behind actually knocks the ball down. Picked up by Hoey. Tries to force his way through, but Kafka emerges with the ball. Goes to the half forward. Looking for Grigic. He's in front. Doesn't take the mark, but he's gone back and picked the ball up. Goes to Robbie May by hand. May kicks it goal. He won't bring it back far enough. And goes through for, maybe, I don't know, he's just going to go long. He's going to go wide. He's going to go towards Paisley. But there's been a push. And it goes towards Casino off bell post still. So Eloise Casino goes in, goes short. Umpire says, I haven't blown time on or off. And it's going to go back to Eloise Casino. So outside 50. Same kick, but different player. Works into the space this time and Justin Tarr. He's been called to play on by the umpire. Kicks short. Lewis is there. Player from behind is Vetter. Holds fine at the front of the pack. Picks the ball up. Runs towards goal. Has 2 bounces. Come back on his right side. Kicks in towards goal. It goes across the face. And the mark has been taken there by Primke. Plays on by hand. Has Coy in the back pocket. He now kicks the ball outside 50. Target's going to be Phelan. Puts his hand up. Comes to the front of the pack. Basely to Kavka. Kavka back to Lima, and Lima transfers play laterally across the ground, and his kicks found Justin Tarr. Again, a short kick in, 3 bell post hill players there. Goes back towards Sean Lewis. He can't take it. We'll get a clear clearance. Picked up by Grigic. One hand. Kicks in the air. Goes towards Primke. He gets up. Reaches the mark. Plays on now. Is asked to play on by the umpire. Kicks outside 50. Goes looking for Oppenlander. He's up and down before the ball arrived. Back with Fantella from bell post hill. Transfers the ball across the ground. Oh, good mark bot over the top of Lachlan. And now he switches or comes back on his left side. Didn't take enough time as the siren sounds to end the 3rd quarter here at St Albans.
So at 3/4 time in our elimination final, scoreboard reads Bell Post Hill 14-7-91, leading East Geelong 6 goals.
Win a flag.
All right, we're about to go. Final quarter for one of these two teams. The elimination final 2008. Ball in the air. Players underway. Scrobelack back in the ruck. That's against Tar. Ball comes forward ever so slightly, picked up by Baseley for Bellpost Hill. Out wide to the outer side. Oh, good body work there by Lima. Too tall, too strong for Carpenny. Handball quickly to Robbie May. May around the corner. And there's a one grab mark from Grigich. Player went down in the contest, so he quickly drives the ball forward. Justin Tar, terrific running. Far too elusive there for Adam Scrobelack, and that was a great exercise. First up in the last quarter, Paul. Two ruckmen, both contested the ruck contest. Tar ran forward knowing they had the footy. He just had a bit too much endurance.
Scrobber's been called a couple of times today just on the back foot, which is disappointing.
So inside a minute, Justin Tar, the opportunity perhaps to put the first nail in the coffin here for East Geelong. Man on the mark, 40 metres out. Justin Tar got under it. Not going to make, well, yes, he is going to make the distance. Not the accuracy, however. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 1.5 minutes.
So Baker loads up, goes straight down the middle of the ground. Scrobelack picks the ball up, has the running player in Hildebrand, releases the ball to him. He goes on the left foot, not a good licking kick, and favours Bellpost Hill and Warren. Sensley there is Bott. He transfers pay, goes back inside and finds Robbie May. Robbie May twins round the corner, goes towards Sean Lewis. Scrobelack at ground level, picks up the half volley, then feeds the ball to Coy. Has a chance, so just enough time there to get the ball forward, put down after the contest, and the ball's gone to half forward again. Lima dropped the mark, excuse me, Sealand takes it, handballs to Sinclair. Could this be the first of 9? Johnny Sinclair, you're a very lucky man because it's weaved its way around the post.
Still, it's in the middle once again. Tar and Scrobelack, 50-50. Scrobelack second effort good. Got the ball towards centre half forward for East Geelong. Singleton runs at the footy. Moreland handball put Baseley under a bit of duress, but a second handball goes to Sean Lewis. He's found Grigich, so the ball doesn't bounce kindly for him. He takes it toward here because Scrobelack, in fact, went uncontested. But at the front of the pack, it's Robbie May. Paddles the ball. He's taken it 45 metres forward for his team, but his opposition coach in Ryan Coy got in the way. There's a whistle on play. Player held without the football. Could be, it's an East Geelong kick. Just who it is, Justin Opperlander, I think is, no, it's Confey it's gone back to. So Confey for East Geelong. Now he's called to play on. Kick high again. Terrible the kick toward the wing. Up high from behind is Simon Primke. Great mark. Handball quickly to Paisley. Back over the top to Hildebrand, but their ball movement so slow that Hildebrand was caught on that occasion. Now Tar. Handball nearly as bad, although Nathan Lewis makes it really good. Handball long over the top to Sean Lewis. His handball out wide has gone to Holzfine. Back again to Farah. Farah, the long driving kick to full forward. Oh, Grigich. He allowed his opponent, it was Ryan Coy, to go up and down, then stood his ground, took the mark behind him. So man of the mark's 4 metres out, quite an acute angle. But could we suggest, Pricey, a goal here, and it's curtains for East Geelong. He moves in. Brent Grigich doesn't, well, he has missed it, I guess, by the look of the goal up
in the middle of the ground. So that's what he does. Goes towards Scrobelack. Vetter, he's up, takes a strong mark in front of Grigich. Cole plays on now, kicks the ball towards the half-forward line. Primke's the target on Popovski. Popovski gets a hand in. Hoey's going to be the first one to ground level to pick it up. Good pressure there from Popovski. Goes to Nathan Lewis. Back to Lima. Comes back on his left side. Now back to Lewis. Gets a quick kick around the corner. Doesn't have much carry on it. Goes towards Coy. He picks the ball up, spins out of it. And with the spinning out, fell to the ground. But a high tackle there from Popovski. And the reward's going to go to Ryan Coy. So Ryan Coy getting up, holding his eye at the present time. He's going to use the ball. Asked to play on, fakes one, fakes twice, and now goes that way. Ball's kicked forward by Coy. Goes towards the half-forward line. Scrobelack's the target. Over the top. Did he take the mark? Umpire says he did. Handball's off to Oppenlander. So Oppenlander from 50 can kick the distance. Loads up. Goes to the goal square. Goes through. I think it has. They're on their way, Pricey, here.
As the ball in the air once again. Neither ruckman really got a clear tap down at ground level. Ryan Coy went for it with the toe poke. Missed the ball completely. Robert May didn't. He's gone for the boundary from the centre of the ground. Rolling. In fact, it was a Post Hill in control at the moment. Scrobelack and Tar contest the ball. Scrobelack, big punch forward. So Don't know where Brad Martin's going. He's standing in the middle of the ground. The ball thrown in, goes forward for Belpost Hill. Farah. If they get the footy, he's out there on his own, but it's gone to his man in John Sinclair. So can't quite see what's happening here for Belpost Hill as Sinclair goes wide. In the way there is Holsfine. Played a pretty fair game today. He chips it out wide. Nathan Lewis takes the mark, half forward flank. Pretty sure this will be a long driving kick. Nathan Lewis probably doesn't know too much other than that. Now he's got Martin on his own at centre half forward. Doesn't see him. So goes long into the full forward area. Oh, coming through Travis Fursland, the only player that had eyes for and wanted the footy. Took a chest mark, and now goes Goldwood. As from behind, it is through anyway. Behind to the Belpost Hill side. Makes their score 14-10-94 Belpost Hill. 8-7-55 East Geelong, Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard. 9 minutes gone.
So the ball's gone back to centre wing. There's been no contest there, and now the umpire's deemed there's been a holding decision against Paisley. It wasn't. No, it was against Hildebrand. Robbie May took a clean mark, and now he's been penalised. So I suppose a lot of players confused here. Hildebrand will be back on or near the 50-metre line. So East Geelong, another chance here to go forward and kick a goal.
That annoys me. Umpire doesn't tell the player why. You know, should have the courtesy of telling him.
So Hildebrand now kicks the ball forward, coming out is Hoey. It's just got a hand in there, Martin it was. Who gets the ball and kicks around the corner. Umpire comes in and says, that's a free kick, you can't do that. And Brad Martin is rewarded with a free kick in the half back line for Belpost Hill. So Robbie May has the ball, transfers it back to Farah. To Brad Martin. He's going to be called to go back behind the mark. So Martin now goes backwards, goes back to Robbie May by hand. So May just stands, looks, now delivers, goes wide, and Bott takes the mark on the back pocket, far side of the ground. Kicks the ball to the half back line, Basely pushed up the ground and has taken the mark. So he now turned and has player Fantella further down the ground, going back as Lachlan. Didn't interfere, able to get the right bounce, picks the ball up. His kick wasn't good, but it's found Capeni. He couldn't get a clear pick up on the ball. It's now in the hands of Basely. Basely tries to get around Lachlan, releases the ball. Maybe dropping it, maybe not. This time Kavka picks the ball up. It's in the hands of Sean Lewis, and Sean Lewis drives the ball forward looking for Grigic on the half forward line, and he takes the mark just outside their forward 50. So Brent Grigic is going to be pushed down. Don't know whether he's going to have a shot for goal from there, but he's pushed right round on the angle. He's right on the boundary line. Comes back inside. May has pushed up. He's taken the mark, so they've gone backwards, but they've centred the ball a little bit further. Now Lima at the true centre half forward position. He's taken the mark. Again, still outside 50. More options available to them now through for Belpost Hill. They only probably need one more just to steady things down for themselves. They're just finding it hard to get it. He goes in short looking for Grigic. Forces Phelan under the ball. There's been a push, and this time the ball or free kick goes to Phelan in the back pocket. He transfers play, goes across goal. Risky kick because Sean Lewis has chipped in and taken the mark. So Belpost Hill have the right bloke again, I would say, with the ball in his hand. So Sean Lewis.
You read that pretty well, Paul.
Yeah, he did. They telegraphed it a little bit, but he was still good enough to not go early, but just bide his time and wait for the kick and then go.
Sean Lewis comes in. It's a nice-looking kick off the boot. It's gone straight over the umpire's head. That's his second.
Go away.
So in the middle, Tar and Sinclair. Tar gets the tap down. May gets the footy. Pulled off it. Can't get a kick away. Hildebrand around the corner to centre half forward. Not marked by Singleton at ground level. Moreland leads in the race for the footy. Peasnell can't pick it up, and it is pushed forward here for Belpost Hill. Bott, a handball forward. Ryan Coy picks the footy up, slips over, gets a handball to Peasnell. Peasnell back to Oppenlander, forced onto his wrong foot and over the boundary. Ball thrown in. Sinclair and Tar. Comes to Sean Lewis, able to turn on his left. Get a kick forward. Now it's clear for Belpost Hill. Picked up by Grigic. Grigic handball to Nathan Lewis. He goes goalwards with a long kick. Unfortunately offline to the left. Buckley's Entertainment Centre finals quarter scoreboard. We've been going 13.5 minutes.
This ball in the air. Ruckman need to tap it through. Grigic knocks the ball. Goes towards Holds fine. He dives on the ball. Will need to release it. He's caught with it underneath him, but the umpire says he didn't have a chance to get it out, and he's going to come in and take possession once again. So some 15 metres around. Ball thrown in the air. Griggy knocks the ball down, knocks it back to the centre corridor, holds fine, slides in, picks it up, tries to release it, goes towards Hildebrand, who kicks the ball towards 50. Short, looks for Farah, gets one hand on it, doesn't take the second, goes to Holds fine. He handles the ball over the top, picked up there by Nathan Lewis, kicked at goal, and as he does, he is, I think he's wanted to carry.
Ball in the middle once again, up in the air. Sinclair tapped down only as far as Sean Lewis. Handball to Fursland. He's just impeded as he went through the pack there, lost the footy, comes to ground, tries again to pick it up, can't get it. Underneath there is Kazuna. It is Sinclair, picks the footy up. Handball too hot for Lachlan. Now it's picked up by Robbie May. He's tackled. Dropped the 40, I thought, but picked up McAuliffe, threw it across to Lima, and finally Belpostil will get a kick forward. It's gone very wide. Carpenny for East Geelong, picks it up, hooked it around the body towards half forward. Lachlan is in the right position, right time, and takes the mark. Just forward of centre, kicks it long now to forward 50. In front, Kazuna, behind Sinclair. Ball comes to ground. Kazuna desperate, throws his body on the football, but it is picked up for East Geelong. Can't see who that was. He's immediately tackled and he's on the ground as the, might be Peasnell, I think, gives the football back to the umpire and about 60 metres out. Half forward flank for East Geelong, kicking to the southern end. The ball goes in the air once again. Big punch forward for Belpostil. Nathan Lewis helps it along. Ryan Coy first to the footy. Can't pick it up, however. Picked up there by Fantella. Handball over the top to Holzfine. I reckon I need to check his footwear, Paul. I reckon he's fallen over a few times today. But, gee, he does well. He gets it out. Nathan Lewis. I think we can say they're safe. Belpostil. Kavka accepts the tap down from Kazuna. Can't get away with it, however. And the ball is over the boundary line once again. Couldn't see that from here, but it is a free to Upperland. 17 minutes gone, final quarter. 16-11 Belpostil, 8-7 East Geelong.
He moves the ball into centre half back. The mark was actually awarded to Hildebrand. He actually put it down, but umpire's going to stick by his first decision now because he did call play on. But Marcus Hildebrand has the free kick, or mark, and now he flicks the ball back in towards the forward zone for East Geelong, but it's a mark dropped there by Fursland. He gets a handball back from Farah, goes forward, misses May, finds, holds fine, goes out wide to Kavka, and Nathan Lewis is pushed forward once again in space on the half forward line. Loads up from the forward pocket, looks good off the boot, goes to Grigic. Grigic either marks it or it's through for a goal once again, but Grigic has taken the mark inside the field of play.
Yeah,
if it's inside the square, it should be straight on, shouldn't it?
I would think so.
And that's where he's going to now. So
from the angle here, it was inside the square.
From directly in front, will go back and will kick another Belpostil goal. And that he does. So Brent Grigic.
Another strengths very well.
So in the middle, Scrobelak tapped down to Oppenlander. He's tackled, keeps the ball going, picks it up again, kick inside 50, diving forward, doesn't take the mark, however, is Josh Coy. And here come the Belpostil defence. Handball over the top from Ellis to Kavka. Got it back again. Now goes towards half forward, and Farah has taken the mark in front of his body. Handballs quickly to May, who's running through. He goes out wide. Kazuna, they seem to have been able to find space out there. Belpostil and East Geelong have seemed to be powerless to stop it as he now goes inside forward 50. Kazuna off hands. It's picked up there by Chris Morland. I was going to say a miraculous goal from the Bamford Centre final quarter scoreboard. Almost 20 minutes gone.
So Vetter from fullback kicks out, looks for Lachlan out wide. Oppenlander's there, May also. Well read by Singleton again. He hasn't been clean with his pickups today. Just trying to hold up an end, keep things going for them. Got next week to go for us, and the ball comes down to the front of the contest. Picked up by Coy, comes round the corner looking for the player there with Kazina. There's an infringement there. It's been awarded to Scrobelak, and the ball will go back to that player. No advantage there. So play will need to come back. So Adam Scrobelak on centre wing. Has a free kick. 20 minutes have gone by, so 21 minutes approaching. So Adam Scrobelak now has players inside, and that's where he goes, looking for Confay, but he's changed his mind, kicks up the line. Primke's the target, Coy's there, he's up, basically in front of the pack, gets the ball to the front, picked up by Farah, releases the ball, picked up this time by Oppenlander, goes to Coy again, kicks to O'Leary, and O'Leary, again, a quick kick forward, goes to the full forward position, or near the full forward, picked up by Botto, and now a handball wide, finds Ellis, he slips over, has support from Martin, tries to kick the ball off the ground, players jumping the ball, basically on Coy, I think it is, and umpire comes in and takes possession of the ball. In between full forward and centre half forward, East Geelong in attack. Primke up to do the ruck work, I think, at this stage. So Primke against Poposky. Poposky reaches over the top, knocks the ball wide, goes towards Lima. Bad bounce, picked up by Paisley. Back to Coy. Smother from Lewis, and that's Sean. Picked up again by Paisley. He's got released the ball, goes towards Hoey. He can't get clean contact. McCall's the one with the ball in his hand, goes to Lewis, and Lewis with a long handball over the top finds Fantella. He's away and running. Carpenny's in hot pursuit, but he won't gain him, and it's kicked forward. Casina's also gone forward. Taps the ball to his advantage. He's got some oncoming traffic. He seems to work his way through that process. Goes backwards to overall. He jumps to the ball. Defence from East Geelong come in, and it's going to be held up on the in between the half forward line and full forward position for East Geelong. Sorry for Belpost Hill this time.
So it's 22 and a half minutes gone, final quarter, counting down now to the final siren. The tap came from Scrobelak, well read by Robbie May, takes it toward the boundary line. They just keep paddling it along the Belpost Hill side now. It's finally over. It's only 15 metres from the behind post. Bit of a scuffle there. It's too late in the game for that, boys. Boundary umpire does the right thing, just throws it back into play. Kazuna does the ruck work. Coy ran into a face-on tackle there. Has got a couple of players still exchanging pleasantries. They'll be hard to report. Neither of them got jumpers on, have they? So, I think Holspine might be one. In the meantime, the umpire puts the ball in the air, comes to ground, picked up by Farah for Belpost Hill. Handball a little bit too hot, goes to Sean Lewis. He goes to the goal square. Bott picks it up, smothered off the boot. Hole's fine, jumperless. He's picked up the footy, he kicked the left foot goal. And he's telling the East Geelong players all about it. So David Holsfine kicks his third. A little bit of humour late in the game. And that's the 18th goal for the...
towards Singleton again, can't get clean possession. This time he goes back and gets it the second time. On the left foot, goes towards the square. Martin against Sinclair, does well. Martin holds the ball up. Malice dives in, releases the ball back to Martin, who gets to his feet, and Fantella is up and running, and away goes Sean Lewis at centre half, on centre wing, takes the first bounce, is called on by his brother Nathan. Now his chips, goes short. Kazina, he seems to like that spot out there because he's found it twice. Nathan Lewis on the overlap, takes the bounce, runs inside 50. It doesn't improve the angle, but it lessens the angle, but doesn't make any difference because that's gone straight back over the...
Pushing on.
So ball in the middle once again. Scrobelak tireless in the ruck, but hasn't had a lot of support at ground level. Sean Lewis picks it up. He's dispossessed. Charging through the pack there was Fantella. He's dispossessed. Openlander picks it up, tries to kick it on the right foot, doesn't get anywhere with it, follows up quickly. Singleton, he picks it up, he's dispossessed. Finally a handball comes out to Hildebrand for East, goes towards full forward, and Coy, Josh, has taken the mark in front of his opponent Ellis on that occasion. And belatedly, Josh Coy will have a shot on goal. 26 minutes gone in the elimination final. And Josh Coy will only add a little bit of respectability to the scoreboard, nothing else, as he comes forward now. Man in the mark, 25, 30 metres out. Josh Coy moves in. Not a bad looking kick. Goal umpire watches it go over his head and comes back to the middle.
So Ruckman go at it again. Late in this final quarter, ball is tapped towards centre wing, picked up there by overall, goes by hand to Holds fine. He drives the ball forward. Good kick, finds basically, I know it wasn't, it was Fursland. Releases to Bott, now to Sean Lewis. He's tackled without the ball. It's picked up there by May, goes backwards to Holds fine. He now chips, goes looking for Kavka. He's out in front and takes a strong mark out in front of Vetter. And Rob Kavka has had a very good day, or productive day, with 4 goals. Will go back and shoot at 5. He's only about 20 metres out from goal. Angle is not too difficult. Right side for right footer. Runs in. Doesn't take too much time. And that is a nice kick off the boot from Robert Kavka.
Impressive, but I'm not sure whether the pressure's been there the same as yesterday.
So 28 minutes gone, final quarter. Scrobelak gets the tap down for East Geelong into the arms of Oppenlander. Long kick inside 50 once again. Basically dropping back, can't take the mark, but he recovers well. Gets a handball to Ellis. He fumbles, but finally picks it up. Goes out wide, looking for a teammate once again, and finds overall just backward of centre. Call to kick along the line, and Kazuna from the throw-in. It was Scrobelak down to Coy. Coy tried to break the tackle and was caught, and free kick to Kazuna. Handball quickly to Nathan Lewis, quickly off a step towards half forward. Confe, if it wasn't a mark, it was probably a free kick, but it wasn't paid. O'Leary smothered off the boot, and at ground level, the Belpost Hill players, they're ferocious now. They're desperate for that footy. Robbie May goes towards full forward. Kavka again takes the mark, plays on quickly, hooks it around the body, back to the goal square. That would have been a sensational goal.
Position. He now kicks the ball, goes wide. Not too sure who he was looking for, but Casino, he drops the mark, gets to the back of the contest. Bott's there, just tries to shield the ball, but it's picked up there. Good work by Howie. So it was Thomas to Scrobelack to Oppenlander and kicks out of defence. Now running to the ball is Basely, so Basely with plenty of time kicks the ball wide, and Fursland, so he again has got time and space, picks the ball up, gets around the oncoming traffic, goes over the top, finds Bott back inside to Fursland once again. He's kept running, drives the ball towards centre half forward, but Ryan Coy's there. He takes the mark and will go back, plays on quickly, comes wide, has Paisley, uses him short, takes the mark, flicks the ball back to him by hand to Coy. Coy back with the left hand, goes back to Paisley. Paisley onto Howie. So Pat Howie now from the centre wing, kicks the ball inside, looking for Sinclair, but out in front, Martin takes a relieving mark. So Brad Martin late in the game, ticked over 30 minutes now. So Brad Martin just holding things up. Called the play on by the umpire, comes round the boundary line. Not a good contest here because there's 4 on 2. The ball comes to the ground. The 2's going to win. It goes back to overall.
31 minutes gone. The tap forward for Belpost Hill was by Bott. He gets the footy himself, came back to him. Moreland, shepherding the body, does well. Allows Holsfield to come through. Runs forward, takes a bounce. Doesn't matter. The siren has sounded. It is all over in the elimination final. And it is all over season 2008 for East Geelong, because Belpost Hill, 20 goals, 13, 133, have defeated East Geelong, 9 goals, 7.